Hey guys, Gary J here. What we're looking at here is a middle finger that's been smashed by a tractor tire rim. Caught it between it and a part of the ball joint assembly, I guess. Put the tire on there and it slipped and mashed this finger. I looked at the finger immediately and it was already bloodshot red. I mean, you can see the blood underneath the fingernail. So I know it mashed it pretty good. Usually when you mash your finger like this, it's not really tight right here so much. You can break the end of this, I think phalange is called, the end of the bone there, if you're not careful. But when you do that, usually your finger swells and it throbs and all of that, and you got pressure underneath this fingernail, and the only way to get rid of that pressure is to put a hole in the center of that fingernail. And so that's what I'm going to attempt to do now. And sometimes blood may shoot out about that far. I've seen it done hundreds of times in the ER, and I've done it to people in the ER before. Some of them have a little drill type thing. You press a button and they go zip, and it's right through there real quick. But it acts like a pop-off valve so that you can get rid of that pressure that's in that fingernail so it doesn't hurt as bad. Now, when I did that, I said, ow, that hurt. Don't have to cuss when you hurt your finger. That's not going to help it. So we're going to use a little gem clip here and a cigarette lighter here. And what you're going to do is heat up this piece of metal right here till it's pretty much red hot. And then you're going to push that through that fingernail. And in doing so, the fingernail is kind of like plastic, so it'll go through there and it'll create an opening. You don't want to go too far with the gem clip, probably just about that far, and relieve that pressure. Otherwise, it's just going to be hurting and throbbing and everything else for a lot longer. It's going to hurt a lot worse if you don't do it. This is what I'm doing. I can't tell you medically that you can do this, or I'm not suggesting you do this, but this is what we normally do in cases like this. So let's see how this works. Okay, we're heating up this. You got to get it kind of like red hot for this to work. Okay. That's a tough fingernail. Because normally it goes right through there. Yeah, we're heating it up right now. Trying to get it red. Now that's red. I'm pressing pretty hard right here. Don't want to go too far in it too. Man. Making an indention there, but it's not going through. Well, I've been tried this 4 times to burn this through there, and maybe they don't make gem. This is a cheap gem clip. Maybe it's not holding the heat well enough. That's another issue there. The other thing is to take a needle like a syringe needle and drill a hole in it. I think that's the next step. Okay, what we have here is a needle, syringe. This is not the needle I want. I want a bigger needle than this. But I'm going to place it in a small indention, if I can find it here. And you just go back and forth, put a little pressure on it. Go back and forth. And oh, okay. Well, you see that little blood right there that came out. And that, I'm trying to find the same hole that I just did that in. If you do this, make sure you got good lighting, because I have poor lighting right where I'm at. I don't know if that's the right one or not. I don't think so. Let me see if I can find the right one. I think I'm in the right place. And it's rotating back and forth. Now sometimes blood will okay, I can feel it better now. You don't want to go too deep with that. I'm just making sure I got deep enough. But you see the color of blood? That's dark blood, and I don't know if I went in the same hole or created another one. Doesn't matter though. So all this blood right here underneath here, like now this one didn't shoot up like some of them do. Some of them are under a lot of pressure and they'll just shoot out just for a split second. And so this is generally how you do this. Now, let's say like a survival situation. If you're in a survival situation, and you mash your finger real bad, and it's hard to grip things when you got that much pressure on it. Well, you want to get rid of that pressure, right? So so you can grip things. Now you can do that. Now always sterilize everything before you penetrate your skin. Okay, and I may have two holes in here instead of one. I think I do. But if you do something like that, make sure you got good lighting. And sometimes a Dremel tube bit might work on that. I was going to use a Dremel bit, but you got to be real careful with a Dremel bit because. And now that I've done that, we got that little bit of blood out. I'm just squeezing the finger a little bit. and just see if any more blood's going to come out. Now, what'll happen over a period of time, over a few hours, that'll drain some, okay? And it's not throbbing anymore. Right? Well, it hurts, but it's not throbbing, because when you get mashed like that, it catches everything all the way across. Now, I have done that with my boomerangs, especially on this finger right here. I broke this finger somewhere in here in January, and I never went to the doctor because I figured there's nothing they can really do. It wasn't, I could still move it and everything. So, and now dropping the tire on top of the same broke finger, which has still been bothering me some, I know that doctor's not going to be able to do anything for this, except what I just did, release that pressure. There's no reason for antibiotic because I don't have any cuts on that finger, so I don't see any point in that. But I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and you'll see people do this occasionally, or if it ever happens to you, you'll see that they'll do the same thing right here. Okay? It's just FYI. Costs you about $500-$600 to go to the ER to have that done. And I'm a tightwad when it comes to that, because I don't like going to the ER for anything. It has to be pretty bad for me to be there. And I guess you got a question. Did it hurt to put this needle through there? Not really. Scale of 1 to 10, the finger already hurts, so it don't hurt it much worse. So I'd say it's about a 3. Screwing this needle back and forth into. See the needle? I don't know if you can see it or not. It's got one tapered edge, kind of like a bamboo that's been cut at 45, and so that acts like a drill bit. And the reason I did it the second time was because I wasn't sure how deep I went. I want to make sure there's a good round hole for that to leak out. And I think I made 2 holes. But just a simple video. And this happens, you mash your finger like that. Do it with a hammer. I've done that with a hammer before. And so I guess in a survival situation, it might give you an idea of what to do. You can kind of see that. There are like 2 holes there. Don't do 2 holes. Just do 1. Get better lighting. My lighting's not that good right here. I should have turned on the lamp. Well, guys, thanks for watching, and be careful where you put your hands, and even a pair of gloves wouldn't have helped me on this one right here much, the way that my finger got mashed. We call it mashed. When it got caught like that. That's Georgia talk. Okay, have a great day, guys, and be careful. Gary J.